Women who are strong on the surface but emotionally drained underneath typically display these 9 subtle behaviors. I wonder why the women who seem the strongest are sometimes the ones struggling the most. We put on our brave faces, soldier through, and tell the world we're fine, even when we're falling apart inside. We are not trying to deceive anyone. It's just that somewhere along the line, we learn to equate strength with holding it all together. But the truth is, there are quiet battles we fight within ourselves, the ones no one else ever sees. Let's take a moment to look beneath the surface. Here are 9 subtle behaviors you might notice in women who are strong but emotionally exhausted. Their strength is real, but so is the struggle they carry. 1. They're always fine. You know those women who always seem to have everything under control? Who, no matter what happens, always respond with a simple, "I'm fine," when asked how they're doing? Well, that's a common behavior among women who are strong on the surface, but emotionally drained underneath. These women have mastered the art of masking their true feelings with a facade of strength. They may be deeply hurt or overwhelmed, but they'll keep insisting they're okay. This behavior often stems from the fear of appearing weak or vulnerable. They believe they need to maintain their image of strength and resilience, even if it means suppressing their true feelings. It's important to understand this behavior and offer our support without pushing them to open up before they're ready. Respect their pace while reminding them that it's okay not to be okay all the time. 2. They're the go-to problem solver. I'll share a personal example here. My friend Lisa is one of those women who everyone turns to when they have a problem. Whether it's work-related, a relationship issue, or even a flat tire, Lisa is always the first call. She's always willing to lend a hand or offer advice, often going out of her way to help others. She's known for her strength and resourcefulness, but what most people don't see is the emotional toll this role takes on her. After spending so much time and energy solving other people's problems, she often doesn't have enough left for herself. She feels emotionally drained and sometimes even neglected. This isn't to say that we shouldn't turn to these strong women for help or advice, but it's crucial to remember that they too have their struggles and need support. This give and take has to be mutual, not just taking their strength for granted. 3. They rarely ask for help. Women who display a strong exterior but are emotionally drained underneath are often hesitant to ask for help. This behavior can be traced back to societal conditioning, where women are often taught to be self-sufficient and independent. These women might fear that asking for help would shatter their image of being invincible. What we need to remember is that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a strength. It takes courage to admit that we can't do everything on our own. 4. They put others before themselves. Women who appear strong, but are secretly emotionally drained, often prioritize the needs of others over their own. They're the caregivers, the helpers, the ones who will drop everything to be there for a friend or family member in need. However, this constant giving can leave them feeling depleted. They might neglect their own needs and desires, putting themselves at the bottom of their priority list. Over time, this can lead to emotional exhaustion. It's important to remind these women that self-care isn't selfish. It's okay and necessary to set boundaries and take time for themselves. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup. 5. They're perfectionists. Strong women who are emotionally drained underneath often exhibit perfectionist tendencies. They set incredibly high standards for themselves, and anything less than perfect is deemed unacceptable. Perfectionism can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can drive them to achieve great things. On the other, it can lead to unnecessary stress and emotional fatigue. This constant pressure to be perfect can be emotionally draining and lead to burnout. 6. they seldom show their vulnerability. A woman who is strong on the outside but emotionally drained underneath often conceals her vulnerability. She's built a fortress around her heart, carefully hiding any signs of emotional turmoil. She may fear that exposing her feelings will make her seem weak or that others will exploit her vulnerability. It's a heavy burden to bear, holding it all in, wearing that mask of strength all the time. Try to create a safe space for these women, where they feel comfortable showing their vulnerabilities. We need to let them know that it's okay to let the guard down, that showing emotions doesn't make them any less strong. In fact, it makes them human. It makes them real. 7. They struggle to relax. I remember a time when I would always be on the move, ticking tasks off my endless to-do list. Rest and relaxation were foreign concepts, luxuries I felt I couldn't afford. Being constantly busy, always doing something was my way of showing strength. Looking back, I realized that this constant state of busyness was a sign of emotional exhaustion under my strong exterior. The thought of slowing down, of doing nothing, made me anxious. I equated rest with weakness, vulnerability. It's a common trait among women who seem strong, but are emotionally drained. They struggle to relax, to switch off, to just be. The truth is, it's not only okay, but necessary to rest and recharge. You can't run on empty forever. 8. They're always in control. Women who are strong on the outside but emotionally drained underneath often feel the need to be in control. They take charge of every situation and avoid showing any signs of uncertainty or indecision. This need for control can be a coping mechanism to deal with underlying emotional turmoil. By controlling their external environment, they try to manage their internal chaos. 9. They hide their true feelings. Perhaps the most significant indicator of a woman who is strong on the surface but emotionally drained underneath is her tendency to hide her true feelings. She'll smile when she's hurting, laugh when she's anxious, and insist she's fine when she's anything but. This behavior is often a protective measure, a way of shielding themselves and others from their emotional turmoil. But it takes tremendous strength to reveal one's true feelings, to admit that they're struggling. This behavior is not sustainable. These women need to know it's okay to feel, to hurt, and to seek help. Strength isn't about hiding feelings. It's about facing them head-on. Final thoughts. Drop your facade. The many faces we wear, the roles we play, and the pressure we feel to keep it all together show me that we live and breathe strength and resilience. But even the strongest women need to lay down their armor sometimes. We're not doing ourselves any favors by pretending to be okay when we're not. It's okay to admit we're tired, to say we need a break, and to ask for help without feeling like we've failed. True emotional strength is knowing when to let go and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. So if you're one of those women who's been hiding behind "I'm fine" for far too long, it's time to take off that brave face and let yourself breathe. Being real about our struggles doesn't make us weak, it makes us human. And there's nothing stronger than that.